Hey everyone, I don't know if you can tell, but we're on location for this week's Rockstar Minute. And here's what I just wanted to mention to you this week. Real estate investing it's very important if you run it like a business, but not like a business with profit and loss statements, things like that. That's important. But this week I want to mention something else. When you go into a business, you want to be treated fairly, correct? Yes. I hope you say yes. Most people would say yes. So let's just assume the answer was yes. When you are a tenant, you want to be treated fairly as well. So if your tenant is your customer, sometimes you have to look at ways around things and you have to try to make them happy with something that maybe you don't think is entirely right. Just like you would do if you had a business and you had customers walking through the door, or you would want to be done for you if you were in a business and you felt you needed to be treated a certain way. So you need to draw the line. It needs to be run like a business, but sometimes we see investors that are very rigid, like, well, this is the only way to do things because this is the way it says to be done. It's got to be done this way, step by step by step. And if you don't do it like this, everything's wrong and you can't do it any other way. How would you like if you were in a business and you were treated that way? You probably wouldn't like it so much. So with your tenants, who are ultimately your customers of your business, you want to think about it the same way and you want to try to help them in little things. So if you need to kind of change some terms in the lease agreement that would still work for you but make them feel more comfortable, well, why not? If you need to help them out, maybe we recently had a tenant in one of our properties say, hey, listen, the toilet's working. It's a very old toilet though. It's not that old, but it's an older style toilet and it flushes very slowly. So the water drains out slowly. We'd really like it if we could get a new one that worked a little bit better, maybe a dual flush one. Not an expensive fix. Not an expensive fix at all. We'll totally do that. Why not? Because as a customer of our business, we want to keep them happy because ultimately there's value, long-term value in that relationship with them as a long-term customer value that they would have to our business. So it's something to keep in mind when running your real estate investments like a business is not just about profit loss statements, accounting, and filing paperwork. It's also about treating the customers properly as well. It will serve you well over the long term, I promise. Until next time, your life, your terms.